to Tiger Island. My name is Alyssa and I will be your presenter today. Now you're about to have an experience that not many people have. You're going to meet one of the world's most endangered animals and learn a very important conservation message along the way. But before we get into all of that,
I'll just be the Siberian, where males can weigh up to 300 kilos. So here at Tiger Island we have 7 tigers. 6 of those are what we call generic tigers, which basically just means they're a mix of those subspecies, with the exception of Shanti, who is our only full Sumatran tiger.
wow, our tigers here at Tiger Island are ambassadors for their relatives out in the wild, giving you all an opportunity to see them and hopefully become as passionate as we are. Now, before the presentation started, you would have actually seen 2 of our tiger keepers out on the island. Kaylee, what were they doing out there?
Yes, you would have seen the rest of the team out there. They had a bucket, they had some things they were throwing around, and that's actually some meat treats for our tiger to find. So here at Tiger Island, we use enrichment to keep our tigers' day really interesting. Enrichment just means making their environment different and giving them something different every day. So coming out and doing the show is a form of enrichment. Our tigers never know when it's going to be their turn. We do try to put the treats in different locations, so they've really got to use their sense of smell and find those treats. And we do try to also put them in certain locations so that they can choose some of their really natural behaviours as well.
I wonder if our tiger will be able to sniff out where the treats are hidden today, because it's time to welcome to the Tiger Island enclosure one of our beautiful tigers here at Dreamworld. Everyone, welcome Charlie, who will be making his grand entrance over here, so if you keep your eyes peeled. And there he is now. Let's give him a big warm welcome, everyone. Okay, tell us more about Jarvie and what natural tiger behaviours we're hoping to see from him today.
Yeah, so Jarvie is one of our male tigers. He is one of our younger tigers. He just turned 7 in May. He was born here at Dreamworld along with his brother Zakari. Jarvie is actually one of our younger ones, but one of our biggest tigers. So he weighs in at about 172 kilos at last weigh-in. Now Jarvie is not one of our climbing tigers. He actually prefers not to climb. So you would have noticed that the guys didn't put anything up the climb pole because Jarvie would not be the one getting it. Usually it's just feeding the birds. But he does tend to do all of the other behaviours. So definitely keep an eye on him for some naughty behaviours.
Wow, everyone give Jarvie lots of encouragement throughout the presentation, and hopefully we'll see some of those behaviours that Kaylee was talking about. Now you mentioned that Jarvie doesn't climb the pole, but how easy is it for other tigers to climb it?
Yeah, so I actually have a plastic replica here of a tiger's claws. You can see how big and strong these really are. So tigers use their claws for defending themselves, for hunting and for climbing as well. So they don't climb just for fun. Usually they need a pretty good incentive. So usually out in the wild they're chasing prey up trees, and here we do put a little bit of meat up there to encourage that climbing behaviour. But it's not something that they do just all the time just for fun. It does take a lot of energy for them.
I see Jarvie walking around on the island, and is it just my eyes, or are his back legs bigger than his front legs?
It does look like that, doesn't it? But his back legs and his front legs are designed for completely different things. So their front legs are quite big and bulky, and they're designed for climbing, for taking down prey as well. And their back legs are just as strong and powerful, but they use like a big spring. So they will propel themselves forward using all of their back legs and their muscles in their back legs. They're also very good at jumping. So those platforms just behind me here, which Jarvie's kind of having a look at the moment, is about 3 metres in distance, and our tigers can pretty easily do that jump.
Wow, that is so cool. So, Kaylee, when it comes to hunting, how do tigers learn to hunt? Are they just born knowing?
Well, they're born knowing that they want to hunt, but they do need to learn all of those skills. So they learn those skills from their mum and from their siblings as well. So when they're young cubs, they will play with their siblings, they'll stalk them, pounce on each other, and learn skills that way. And then as they get a little bit older, the mum will actually bring back some injured prey for them to practice those skills on. Now they do need to learn all of those skills by the time they're around 2 years old, which is when they will leave mum and they'll go out to hunt on their own.
Now, I am a cat mum, and I can't imagine my little cat at home having more instinctual hunting abilities than a tiger. So a tiger has to hunt for more than a bowl of kibble, right?
Yes, definitely, more than just a bowl of kibble. So tigers can actually take down prey that is 5 times their size, but they don't need to eat every single day. So out in the wild, they will gorge, they eat as much as they possibly can off one prey item, and then they'll rest for a couple of days before they need to go out to hunt again. In the wild, their most common prey is wild pigs and deer, but they do also go after primates and birds and things, which is where that climbing ability really comes in handy.
Oh, and then Jarvie just showing off that jump there. Let's give him a big round of applause, everyone. Showing off just how easy it is. Now, I also imagine that Jarvie would need some pretty strong teeth. So usually when we think of big, scary cat teeth, we often imagine the ancient tiger. The one with giant 20-centimetre fangs that look like they could open a can of baked beans in one bite. Well, the funny thing is, saber-toothed tigers weren't actually tigers at all. So why are we talking about them? Well, even though our lone cats like Jarvie here are related to these ancient guys, they do have something pretty cool in common, which is those incredible, powerful teeth. So Kaylee, can you tell us more about tiger teeth?
Yeah, so I actually have another plastic replica here of a tiger's canine. So these are the large teeth that you can see just in front of their mouth. Now this replica is around 13 centimetres long, so just a part of that would be in the gum with just over half exposed. Now a tiger's canine teeth are so sensitive that they can actually detect a pulse in their prey while they hold onto their neck. So they know when that pulse has stopped, then it's safe for them to let go.
Wow, that is so cool. And I just had an idea. Why don't we quiz our audience to see if they know anything about tiger teeth? What do you think?
Great idea.
All right. How many teeth does a tiger have? Does anyone want to take a guess? Shout it out. How many teeth does a tiger have?
100.
Did we just hear the answer there,
I
Kate?
think so.
What's the answer?
So they have 30 teeth. So they have their 4 canines, and then in between those they have incisors, and it's their job to pluck the feathers and the fur off their prey so they can get to those really meaty, juicy bits. Up the back they have carnassial teeth, and it's their job to act like big scissors. So they will chop that meat into smaller pieces so it's easier for them to swallow.
You know, Kaylee and I could just talk about cool tiger facts all day. But another part of this presentation is to talk about the important conservation efforts that are needed to protect these amazing animals. Now, I have another question for you all. How many seats are at the MCG, Melbourne's world famous cricket ground? Anyone know? Shout it out. Take a guess. How many seats are at the MCG? Shout it out. 100,000 is correct. There are 100,000 seats at the MCG. Now, you can picture that stadium. In fact, we might be able to get it up on our screen for you all to have a look at. 100 years ago, every single one of those seats would have been taken up by a tiger out in the wild. Yep, all 100,000 of them. So, Kaylee, how many tigers do we have left out in the wild now?
So unfortunately there's nowhere near that 100,000 number. There is estimated to be between 5,000 to 5,500 left in the wild. So like most areas around the world, deforestation is something that's happening in tiger habitat, so they're estimated to only inhabit around 7% of their natural range. But the biggest threat to tigers is actually poaching. So they're taken from the wild for their teeth and their coat as trophies, and their body parts are still used in traditional medicines today. There was actually a report done from 2000 to 2025 where around 3,800 tigers were seized from poachers for those reasons that I just mentioned. Now that's around 3 tigers every single week.
It's really sad when you think about it, but there is good news because we are doing something about it through the Dreamworld Wildlife Foundation, or as we like to call it here, the DWF. Dreamworld is deeply committed to conservation, and through our community support, we're able to fund habitats for many different species out in the wild. We partner with the Wildcats Conservation Alliance to help protect wild tigers and appeal their birds. Also, whether Jarvie wants to go for a swim today is completely up to him. But like Kaylee said, it's a little bit colder, so he might not feel like a dip. You're getting ignored. Maybe no. You're more than welcome to stick around and see if Jarvie feels like going for a swim a bit later. But I think that's about it from us here at Tiger Island. Do you have any closing words for everyone, Kaylee?
Thank you so much for coming along and learning about tigers with me today.
Thank you so much for taking this tiger time with us here today. We hope you will share what you've learned with others and support and save wild tigers. When exiting the venue, please use the stairs and the ramps. Do not climb over the railing. Kaylee will be sticking around the front, so you're more than welcome to have a closer look at that tooth and claw. On behalf of our amazing Tiger Keeper team, Jarvie and myself, have a wonderful day here at Dreamworld. Bye for now.